everyone, this is Nathan Lawrence, Good News Tree Service in Wilsonville, Oregon. And this is an emerald ash borer beetle update. As many of you have just recently heard on the news reports from Portland, Oregon, we are now on the 11th of September 2025. The emerald ash borer beetle, which first came into the Portland area, that at least it was first noticed about 3 years ago in Forest Grove, Oregon, just to the east or to the west of Portland, about 25 miles, has now made it into Portland, into the city limits. And we know from reports put out by Oregon Department of Forestry that the emerald ash borer is in Washington, Multnomah, Clackamas, Yamhill, and Marion counties, in all around us. This is a beetle that kills all of the ash trees that it gets infested unless they're treated. I have made numerous videos about that. I'm not going to go over that information now. You can go to my YouTube channel, Good News Tree Service, and I was the first tree service, the first arborist in the Northwest about 2 or 3 years ago to put out video information on this issue and how to treat it. And I actually have a demonstration video on us injecting an ash tree showing how that's done. And I'm not going to go through all that right now, but the main point of this video is to help you to identify if you have an ash tree. Ash trees are very common. I'm standing next to one right here in a neighborhood here in Wilsonville. Ash trees are very common street trees and ornamental trees. There's a whole bunch of them just in this one neighborhood, and there's thousands of them. But this beetle has been killing tens and tens, if not hundreds of millions of trees all across large portions of the United States and Canada, and it is lethal. It is treatable, but if the trees are not treated preemptively or at the early stages of infestation, it will kill your tree. So I want to help you identify both. This is a non-native ornamental ash tree. The two most common ones we have around here are the green ash and the raywood ash, and they look very similar, so we're not going to get into all the technicalities on that, but you can see what they look like and identify if you've got any of these in your yard. We also have the Oregon white ash, which grows in natively in many riparian areas. And some people have them in their backyard, especially if they back up to a stream or a riparian or a swampland or lowland area. They grow natively, and I've got some video and pictures of that also. So this is the point here, is to show you what your ash tree looks like and identify if you got the ash tree or an ash tree or more, and what you can do about that. Go to my other videos, and I've got much information about that. So here's what a typical ornamental ash tree, the kind that people use as yard trees or street trees, looks like. You can see the size with regard to my hands. And here are the seeds, what the seeds look like. They're called samaras, but they kind of look like maple seeds, what people call helicopters. And that's a sure clue that you have an ash tree. And you can see that the bark of more mature trees are kind of a grayish brown, and the fissures are vertical in and very uniform in formation. Here is a whole tree. Again, this is an older tree. Looking up into the canopy, it branches out and spreads out into a plethora of branches, kind of all growing every which way. And here's some of the limbs with the branches and the leaves on them, so you can kind of see the overall shape of the tree. And we'll pull back on the camera here, and you can then see the tree as a whole. Here's a little grove of several of them. These are in a neighborhood. And look back, and you can see what the whole shape of the tree looks like, kind of rounded on the top. Now let's take a quick look at the Oregon white ash. This is a native ash that grows naturally in the Willamette Valley in riparian areas, swampland areas along river banks. And it typically, it's very similar to the ornamental ash, the green or the raywood ash that we see in streets, trees, and in people's neighborhoods and in their yards. But this tree, some of the leaves are maybe a little bit more rounded. But here, this is a wild area, and you can see the tree grows very erratically. And these trees are a little bit stressed. They've got some fungal issues going on the leaves. But this is very common. And if you live in an area that backs up to a river, a swamp, a wetland, you will probably find these trees. This is they're adapted to this special habitat. They don't mind being submerged in water in the wintertime. And in the summertime, they do very well when the water levels are lower. They survive in dry, hard, caked soil that's literally cracking from drought and it's just hard packed. These trees survive very well in this area. And they create their own habitat, so it's a very important tree in the Willamette Valley and the western valleys of Oregon. So, and these trees are in danger of being all killed eventually by the emerald ash borer, sadly. You will notice that some of the younger ash trees, the smaller ones, have smoother bark. But as they mature and get older, the bark, the furrows get deeper, and the ridges get more pronounced, verticals, kind of a scaly vertical look. So this is a neighborhood in Wilsonville, and this is a bioswale or a catchment basin located in the middle of the neighborhood for where stormwater from the streets drain into. And this is an area where there are a number of native Oregon white ash. This is a perfect area in the wintertime for ash trees to grow in. In the wintertime, it's wet and swampy standing water. But at this time of the year, I'm making this in September. The ground is quite dry and is kind of cracking hard. And this is an ideal environment for this Oregon white ash in which to live. So we find them right actually in neighborhoods and are a very important tree for this kind of environment. So here is another picture of an ornamental ash tree. And here is another little grove of them, so you can kind of see the shape and see the pointy leaves, and the leaves are in thick clusters throughout the entire tree. And a very popular neighborhood street tree. Here again is the bark. You can see it's all kind of vertical and linear. And here they are as street trees, very popular as street trees. Now, I just want to warn you, there's going to be a lot of arborists, tree service type people who are going to jump on this bandwagon and try to sell you this, that, or whatever. Get your information first. I have gotten my information, all of my information that I publish on my Good News Tree Service blog, which you can get access to that at goodnewstree.com. I give you well-documented information from the Oregon Department of Forestry, Oregon Department of Agriculture, with links, as well as university studies and quotes from the top leading experts who I have been personally in touch with, have sat in their seminars, been to their conferences, and these are the leading experts in the United States on this subject, with the most important information on how to treat this. There's only a couple ways, a couple of products that are used to treat this. The most notable one is emamectin benzoate. Don't go for snake oils or other treatments that claim to treat this issue. They either don't work or they are marginally successful. There are also some people have used home treatments. You can get lesser less potent products over the counter, and you might get some success by treating your trees yourself through a soil drench or whatever. But the most effective way is through micro injections, using equipment that actually, quite frankly, costs thousands of dollars, which we have purchased, and a few tree services and arborists have that equipment. That's going to be the most effective way to treat this. So if you value your trees, get the information and make sure you're getting it from reputable sources that are backed by university studies, by official sources like your ag department, your state agricultural department or state forestry department, and from university studies, not just from, Joe Blow Tree Service that has something to sell you. Maybe they've got good information, maybe they don't. But on all the information I give on our website and on my YouTube channel is all backed by official sources. I hope this information helps. May God bless us all. We need His help. This is a very bad disease, or actually it's an insect. Being forewarned is to be forearmed. All right, thank you for watching.